person just kind of rule the roost for everything. So we're really happy with what we got.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, where are you guys located?
We are actually in Clever, Missouri. It's kind of out by Springfield, Missouri. If that down by Branson. Everybody seems to know where Branson is.
Everybody knows where Branson is. I wonder why that is. You guys, if you don't know where Branson is, you need to look it up and get a clue.
I didn't hear what you said, but...
So is it cutting in and out still?
Say again?
Is it cutting in and out still?
Yeah. Speak slowly, and I'll hear you.
Speak slowly?
Yes.
It's going to be a long show.
Yes, no doubt. Oh, we'll get through it. Oh, it says somebody there knew Kim. Sweet.
Yeah. You know, it's a small community when you start talking para.
That is true. Actually, me and my wife, we would have, if you would have asked us a year ago if we would have wanted to run a paranormal group, we'd be like, no way. No. Too much work. Let's just do it. But it's been really exciting meeting all sorts of people and getting involved. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you guys kind of got wrapped into NPS, and we just kind of went from there. Lots of busyness. So, you've been a rep for how long now? Did I lose Ken?
Yeah,
He's frozen.
We lost Ken's entire call.
Lovely. Must be the activity in the house over there. In the meantime, we've got a couple of reps checking in the chat room. You guys make sure you say hi to everybody if you're in the chat room. And if you don't know how to get to the chat room, it's right there next to the screen you're seeing me on if you're watching us on the internet. If you're watching this show recorded later, you won't have the chat room and you won't have all the fun. That's why you should watch the show live. So who do we all have in the room tonight? It looks like Candy's in the room, and I can see Alan's in the room. I love the new chat name, Alan. You and I discussed that earlier. Regina's back in the room. Robin's in the room. Who else is in there? You know, I don't see any of our other little reps yet, so I guess we've still got some people coming in. We're still trying to get Ken on here. We're going to talk to him here in a little bit about not only his role as a rep and how long he's been a rep, but the new role that he's been given working with Candy on getting the NPS website up and going. If you guys have been kind of watching that, you've seen that we're not only adding to it and improving it, but we're making some changes to it. We're getting ready to launch some fun stuff that I can't talk about yet, but you guys are going to enjoy it once we get it done, and Ken has been busting his ass to get that done for us, so Candy and I really appreciate that. And Alex just kind of kicks us in the booty and keeps us going, so between the three of us, we're really looking forward to having this new project up and going. And if you guys have anything that you want to share on the website itself, whether it's a photo, a story, a book, whatnot, get it to us. There's a submissions email that you can find on the website to get that to us. We can get that hooked up. So, looks like we're having some issues with Ken.
Ken, are you with us?
Can you hear me at all?
What did you do? Hang up?
We hear you fine, Ken.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, it's about the same, but...
That's so weird.
Did we lose the video feed? I don't know if you can see me as well.
Oh, no, click on your video cam. There
okay.
You go. We'll get it.
I don't know. I've shut down absolutely everything. I kicked my son off the internet. I have 10 gigs coming down. I don't know. So
that's weird.
We'll go with it though.
I wonder if it's just the headset. Sometimes those things help, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So kind of tell us. I mean, you've been a rep for a little while now. Kind of tell us, what it's like being a rep, what you've enjoyed about it, and then let's get into you kind of helping us revamp the NPS website.
Oh, I think it's been very interesting being a rep, especially, being in the spiritual paranormal community and then getting an idea of what happens other places like the cryptozoology and UFOs, which never really messed with, but it's pretty cool. So I would that's pretty cool. As far as the website goes, I've really enjoyed getting in there and trying to clean it up and tweak it, and hopefully with the redesign that I'll be putting together here, it'll be a lot more user friendly. Just like anything, you'll still have quirks, and it'll still have its things that make you go but
Yeah.
But
so I know we do everything in WordPress, and you guys that know WordPress know that we're kind of doing a little bit of this with WordPress.
Yeah.
So has it been a little bit of a challenge for you? Or is it something, having that experience, it's been kind of easy?
WordPress is I know WordPress, but I've never used it because I'm a coder. I if it's a website, some people like just laying it out, and some people like just typing, putting it together like that. So that's why I like my particular tools. WordPress, I shall take the fifth on WordPress.
I hate it.
There, yeah. WordPress is a great blogging tool, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the people that love WordPress. No offense, I'm sorry, but you can do all sorts of things easier with other content management systems. Just to totally geek out on you, talk about that stuff. Yeah, but anyhow.
You know what? When you do websites, like when you come from, I've got a graphics background and I've got a marketing background. WordPress just limits me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You got to figure it out to get it laid out. And by the time that you've laid it out, it looks like shit. So you got to start all over again. So it's like, why bother?
Yeah. With any content management system, it's a little bit tricky to try to figure out how everything goes together, But
well, and getting it spaced right and getting it to look right. I mean,
oh yeah,
I would have a screen and click and plug and do it and save it.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm a digital artist at heart, so. But, I went into hardware because I never figured that digital art would pay the bills. So now later in life, when I decided to go back on the software side, and I was like, what the heck was I doing? Software pays a whole lot more.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, well, you're doing all the hardware and stuff, and you're designing it. I mean, I wish now, I've kind of got a different background with, the legal background and the secretarial background and the marketing and all of that now I kind of wish I either had gone full legal and made some more money or I'd picked it up and gone more, the software programming, graphic design route. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We get through it. Okay, so I'm going down my list of questions as we're going here. Yes. Okay, so what do you think, you've been a rep long enough now and you've seen the members come in and you've seen the conversations that are had and the posts that are made. What do you think that we as reps can do for NPS to either grow it, improve it, or make it a little bit more robust?
Grow it, improve it, or make it a little more robust. As far as the Facebook, I really like the way it is. I'll be honest with you, if you check out a lot of the other sites, Orbs, that's all I got to say. A lot of that stuff. I think what we do is we interject a little bit of common sense into the paranormal community because it's very fringe, and it's very easy to say that this is something crazy. Oh, look at this. But anybody that's ever sat through 4 hours of video can basically say that a dust ball is a dust ball, right? So hey, I remember the first, when we first moved in here a few years back, and my son was complaining about somebody whispering in his room. Of course, the first thing that we did was take out the camera and go down the hallway, and I caught 5 orbs. And then after a while, you're like, okay, I understand, I get this. This is just like dust particles floating in the air, And I think that's what we do. I think we give the paranormal world some balance, and I like that.
We may not always be right in how we balance it.
Right. We might tip people off.
That's not just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I would love to see an orb. I really would. A full-blown orb. I don't think it's like not possible. But I do know what dust and pollen look like, so
bugs.
Yeah, and bugs,
and light reflections, and I think we've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Because as a group, dorbs, yes, Alan, dorbs. We have dorbs. I was gonna say, look, here's an orb. I got an orb.
Hey, wow, and it's pink.
Yeah. And it's my favorite color. Why wouldn't we have a pink orb? You've seen a pink orb? We've seen white all over the place. They look like dust bunnies. People just don't get it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I haven't had anybody talk about orbs on the page lately, though.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
We'll have a couple tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, just go over to a few of the other pages. Like my wife's an admin over at Paranormal Proof and Stories. Yeah, and then get the I see a face. That's always the good one.
Don't get me started. Who was it? One of my friends posted a picture, and it wasn't even, I don't even think it was one of my paranormal friends, posted a picture on Facebook yesterday or the day before of snapdragons when they die. And she's like, don't they look like little skulls? I'm like, yeah. We have a word for that.
Yeah.
And I almost took the picture and posted it in the rep site for all of us to get a good chuckle at. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do it because as soon as I do, somebody's going to post something similar on the NPS members wall, and then I'm going to be like biting my lip to be nice about it.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so funny. And it's funny what people come up with, not to knock some of the people that are posting the clouds pictures and stuff, but, really, what do you see in clouds, and how are those in any form or fashion paranormal? That's definitely something environmental. Just because it looks like something doesn't mean it is.
Yeah, I've looked at clouds all my life. I love to look at clouds and make pictures out of them, but it's not my Uncle Tony. I know that, I have yet to see Jesus in my French toast or on TV. It's just not going to happen.
Or in my grilled cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the stuff people come up with, it floors me. It absolutely floors me. And it's funny because now we've kind of changed some stuff up with the department chair. So now Deb, who was going to be on with us tonight, and Selena have ghost and haunting. So I'm like, you guys have fun with that because I'm just tickled pink having photography and being able to go back and show proof of, this is why that is not an orb. This is why that is not Jesus' cloud. This is why that is not a skull. This is why that's not a skeleton hand. That's a U.S. flag. I mean, my goodness, it's hilarious. And somebody, was it on the NPS wall where they posted the fairy? Did you see that? Somewhere on Facebook, somebody posted a picture. Oh, I can't remember where it was, but they posted a picture and it was all blurry in the background, and there was a fairy right in the middle of it, this orange fairy. And I don't remember where I saw that. But I was just like, really? A fairy?
Wow.
Do we believe in fairies? In the chat room, do people believe in fairies? Is that paranormal?
I have some friends that do believe in fairies. So I don't know. I have a tendency to say that the way I was raised, with such a weird family, I guess. So I love my family, but they're weirdos. What can I say? Well, I'm a paranormal investigator. It's not like I can say that I'm normal, but anyway, I was out there. I would see a dead bunny, and I would try raising it from the dead. That was the kind of belief I had. It was just, oh, here's a bunny. I will just pray, and it will come back to life and and fly around. But I think in a way that's the kind of belief that we need to have. We need to have open minds as investigators. Granted, we all know what a dust bunny is. We see them all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. But we also need to have an open mind that says possibly there are orbs. I mean, as far as if there was an amorphous blob of ectoplasm or some sort of energy that was floating free in space, what would be the form that it would take? I mean, naturally, science says it would take a sphere. So I haven't seen one yet, but I'm not going to say they don't exist.
Well, it's kind of the same thing with cryptozoology, Nobody's really seen Bigfoot yet. Does he exist? Nobody's seen Loch Ness. Does it exist?
That's true.
It's kind of the conversation. Paisley was talking to me. I was doing Ken's graphics Sunday. And she's like, Mommy, what is that? I'm like, it's cryptozoology. What's that? And so I'm explaining to her about Bigfoot, and I'm explaining to her about Loch Ness, and I'm explaining to her about, these creatures that people talk about but have never been photographed, captured, or proven. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, really? No more questions. She took it at face value. I was like, okay.
She's good with it. Yeah.
Okay, at least, she's got an open mind about it. It's not, I'm reading the chat room. It's not that we don't have, I think we all have the open mind to it. I think a lot of us just have to be proven a little bit more. And I think when you're posting stuff on NPS, we really want you to stand firm in what you posted and explain to us why you believe what it is what you posted, if that makes sense.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I think that's great. It when people post a photograph and they're like, what do you see? And then they have to use big squares and arrows to identify it. I don't see the purpose,
If you have to circle it for me and ask me what I see, I'm going to tell you I see a blurry picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty much.
There are some of them. Who was it? I think today somebody posted some pictures straight off their camera, and I was looking at it on my phone. I haven't really looked at it on my computer, and I thought, you know what? A lot of these are blurry. Don't ask me to look at a blurry picture.
That is true.
I don't know. If it's blurry and you can't make out what it is, don't ask me to make it out. Don't post it for everybody else to look at either.
Yeah. They will, though. That's just the nature of the beast. I think there's a good mix of people in the group. Probably there's quite a few that never looked at, well, I don't even call it evidence, because I don't believe I've never seen anything that I could say is actual evidence. When I like post something online that we've caught, I'll say a good catch, just because I don't want anybody saying, oh, that's not evidence because of this or that's,
Right.
More than anything, I think that I ghost hunt for the personal experience. That to me is more proof than anything. We know these things exist. We've encountered them before. Does a video recording or an audio recording of a response to shave and a haircut prove anything? No, because the people that are listening to that, they've never been there. They didn't know what was going on. So
they weren't there to experience.
No.
And it's the same thing, when people post pictures. Tell me what you see. Well, tell me what I'm looking at. If you
yeah.
Picture in a house, tell me what I'm looking at. I need a before and after picture. I need your comparison picture. I need to know, is that a couch or a chair in the background for me to tell you what I see? Before I tell you I see Elvis or something.
That is true. That is true.
Crazy.
And I think the best thing about being a paranormal investigator is being able to help people, because this is it's not an uncommon thing, people aren't knocking down our doors, but we're staying busy. There's always something to do, and we're always juggling around our schedule to go to all these different cases. But
well, do you notice, I was having a talk with one of my friends today, and it seems like for some reason, we're just starting April, and it seems like this year has been the busiest for some of the craziest cases. Has it been that way for you guys too?
We've had a lot of cases where people think that they have demons in their house for some reason.
Every case. Why is that?
In our case, I think it's because we live in the Bible Belt. I honestly, it's not, their cousin Tony, it's Lucifer. And that's what, no clue. But if you ask my mom, she says that it's all evil.
Oh my gosh.
But,
that's out there. Well, Kim makes a good point. Everybody watches the ghost hunting shows, so everything is demonic.
Oh, yeah. 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 The shows on TV, some of them I absolutely...
Did we lose Ken, or is it just me?
We don't hear him here either.
Don't hear him here. Ken, what looks like
it sounds like his house really is active. They don't want him to talk to us tonight. Looks like we've got everybody coming in the room. It sounds like some of you reps are a little late, and I'm taking note, because if you haven't been on the show, you're going to get grief for it when you're on the show for being late. What are we talking about in the chat room over here? You guys are crazy. Arthur, are you working on is that a charity case that you're working on? Waiting to hear back on that one. So, you guys kind of think of some questions we can give Ken here. He's kind of... I don't know. I'm not going to say he's kind of new to it, but he's being kind of quiet. And I know he's not like that because he's not like that on the reps wall. So you guys see what we can ask him before he gets back on, because I know he's not listening yet. No questions in the chat room, you guys. Come on. We got to have a list, because I've already gone through my list. So let's come up with a few more. Hopefully we can get Deb rescheduled for later in the future, because I wanted to talk to her about ghosts and hauntings, so we could talk about that a little bit and how she and Selena are working with that. And we've got some other stuff going on. We're starting to build, if you guys have been paying attention this week, we're starting to build a little bit more on cryptozoology. And if you guys have been watching the show, you notice that we did talk about that not too long ago. So Ted has taken on the task of heading that up for us and teaching us a little bit this week about different cryptids in the different areas of the United States, the international and also the marine. And it's going to be interesting on Saturday when he wraps it up to see what he talks about. So I'm kind of looking forward to that and learning a little bit more about that. So that's been one big hit that we've had this week. That's been awesome. And it seems like the page is kind of taken off with it as well. What do you guys... What do you guys want to talk about with Ken when he comes back on? You guys are just having some fun. Let's see what else we can do. Eric, what should we ask Ken? Eric in the chat room. I know he's always a busy man now taking care of stuff for NPS, so what do you think we should ask? And let's see, Candy, what do you think we need to ask our webmaster? You guys kind of give me some good questions here. What do you guys want to talk about in the chat room while we're waiting for Ken to get back on? I was expecting to have 2 reps on, so if we had something like this happen, we'd have another rep to chit-chat with, and we don't have it. Selena, yes, we've added some books to the ghost and haunting section of the website. You guys need to check that out. There's one in particular that I know Selena would probably want me to be mentioning. Selena and I both are mentioned in a book, Haunted Granbury, that is recommended on the Ghost and Hauntings tab, so you guys check that out. You can read a little bit about some of the fun that we had. Let's see. Well, Robin has a good question. Would we be willing to sell advertising? Well, Candy, you want to answer that since you're in the chat room? Talk a little bit about advertising on the website. I know right now if we can get it revamped and in an easier format, a cleaner format, there are going to be some changes to it that you guys will probably enjoy. Yeah, no advertising except for on Tuesday. I think we should hold that true for the website too. I think the website should only have advertising on Tuesdays. You guys will notice we've been using a lot more of the events tab to post some of the shows. You've noticed that our shows have been posted there. It seems to be working pretty well. So if you guys have shows of your own or events even coming up, I know Ken was going to talk about they've got an event coming up called Pause for Pause, and I was going to get some more information from him on that because the graphic that he sent didn't give a date or anything like that, but I know One True Paranormal is working on that, and that's one of the events that could be posted out there on that tab. And again, we still ask if you're going to be using the events tab to post your stuff only on Tuesdays because it does populate over to the members wall. Let's see. Pearbud. Chris Dedman has a huge announcement on her show. She's also got the Penn show, Close to Death, that comes on Sundays at 7, so you guys can check out Chris Dedman Sunday on the show.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Are we getting it back?
No, Close to Death is at 8 p.m.
Close to Death at 8. Why was I thinking? Oh, it's 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern, so you guys check that out with Selena. And then, is there anything else, guys? I'm trying to go through the chat room here. If you guys are yelling something out, I'm trying to catch it and get on there. Candy said we're considering creating a tab for advertisements on the webpage, so you guys be looking for that. We might
All right.
it up a little bit. Oh my God, you're back. You can handle websites, but you can't handle Skype.
I am back. I don't know what happened there. It just.
I think the activity in the house.
It's not my fault.
It's not me. I swear it wasn't me. I swear. Can you hear me?
Well, that's okay. That's my wife too. She's like, I give her my cell phone. I'm like, I can't figure out how to do this. She's like, oh, you design websites and you can't figure out your cell phone? It's like, I don't mess with that stuff.
Way to go, Brenda. Love her. How's she doing? She's still feeling pretty better? Feeling pretty better. Feeling lots better?
She is doing better, except for the fact that she does have the flu today. So she is, kind of out with that. But she's had one knee surgery. She goes back in a couple months to have another one. So, but she will.
Well, that's her.
And we will be investigating. She is actually. We are going to be heading down to Fort Chaffee Prison and the TB hospital here, and she's going too. So she's not going to miss it.
Nice. I'd asked the chat room a couple of questions while we were waiting on you, and they're going back and forth. And now I realize we've missed something. What are we?
Uh-oh.
What are we talking about? Going to be in Texas? They're going back and forth. We've been trying to give shouts out to all the different reps and the website and all that kind of stuff. History, Haunts, and Legends will be rocking on Saturday. You can check out Selena there. Let's see here. Yeah, we're trying to get everybody.
Awesome.
Okay, we've got Silverlock as one of our new reps, and I think he's a little confused about what's going on. So Silverlock, this is my show. D&S Live. We don't include Deegan anymore because he doesn't have anything to do with it except for my name. So this is my show that we do, and we talk to a lot of the NPS reps. We talk about a lot of NPS stuff. And then you have got our co-chair and one of the other reps, Selena, has her own show on Sunday nights on Penn as well. So between the two of us, we kind of keep everybody hopping and active within NPS. So I hope that kind of clears things up, not only for the chat room, but for you guys too. Sherry, no, Silverlock, you're not going to be on TV yet, but you're going to be scheduled just like Ken. I think it's fun. Get ready. Everybody, yeah, it's fun to watch everybody in the chat room, and it's fun when you're on the show and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so quiet, I'm so nervous, I don't know what to say. And then when people are in the chat room, they're like, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So I think it's funny to see everybody's personality come out. You're either the same or you're kind of reserved and different. So it's funny. It's funny to see. So let's talk about, I kind of mentioned it a little bit while we were waiting on you. Your event coming up that you guys are doing, the Pause for Pause. Tell us a little bit about that.
Pause for Pause is a charity event to raise money for the Humane Society. Really good friend of mine that goes back, probably 12 years. Shane Knox, a shaman and psychic and yoga master here in Springfield, Missouri. We're going to do it at his studio, Sage Studio, and we're going to have raffles, which we have collected over $3,500 worth of cash and prizes.
Wow.
For that, which is really cool. That's one good thing I can say about our paranormal group. It's very important for us to contribute back to the community, which we love so much. And I think every paranormal group should think about that, because not only does it help out your community, but it also helps out the paranormal community as well. It makes it more accepting, you know. Oh, wow, they don't just hunt ghosts, they like dogs and kitties too, you know.
Nice. They're not just demon worshippers.
Yes, yeah. So it's kind of a perk, and you know, so we've got another paranormal group that we have involved is Heartland Paranormal Research Organization. They're donating a tag-along investigation at a location yet to be disclosed, and of course we're doing it ourselves, and we're going to have a little display of that. Shane is going to lead in some meditation as well, some guided meditation. You can come and meet your spirit guides, you know. So
I need to do that.
there you go. Yeah. Actually, my wife has been spending so much time laying down that she's even met her spirit guides. You know. And I probably get slapped after I come off the phone here.
You're getting the evil eye right now, aren't you?
Yeah. But it's like, pretty cool.
She's going to be throwing orbs at you here in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
probably
my gosh. Well, you know, Selena and I have been talking. We've done a couple of fundraisers ourselves, and being close to each other here in Texas, it's easy for the two of us to get in trouble together.
Sure.
We do all sorts of fun stuff. We even do ghost dances, don't we, Sal? But so we're planning on.
You gonna actually dance with a ghost? Is that part of it, or
our ghost dance video?
No, I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to check that out.
Well, I'll get her to post it in the reps wall so you can see we were at the Baker Hotel and we did a ghost dance. I'll get her to post that in the reps wall, so I'll do that.
Oh,
but we're planning on throughout this year, we're going to be doing some fundraisers as well to help a couple of different charities. So she and I are in the beginning stages of talking about it, so you'll probably see us push that out a little bit more. But she and I definitely are really big on doing stuff for charities and giving back to people. That's something I agree. Every team should get out there and do and give back to their community. It's not just good karma to put out there, but it's something that we should do, not just to get the names out there and get marketing out there for ourselves, but it's good just to know your community.
Oh, true. Yeah,
I think it's something everybody should do, regardless if you're a paranormal investigator or not. You really should get out and be a part of your community.
That is true. One of my well, actually, I'm going for my MBA. I don't know why. I should have just stayed in IT. But anyway, marketing was a big part of this deal, and that was number 3 on the list for any sort of company. And that's how we try to run this thing. We try to run it as a company that makes absolutely no money at all, you know. So
self-funded.
Yeah.
People just don't get it. We don't make money at this. We spend a lot of money at it, but we don't make money at it. That's
true. And we make a lot of friends. So.
Well, you know, it's funny because being an NPS, I mean, you've noticed even adding international reps on. I mean, it goes all over the world, and you get input from everybody everywhere, and it's so neat to be a part of that community, and especially with NPS where there's no drama. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's really incredible. I'm surprised at some of the contacts that I've made through this thing. So.
Oh, I know. And you can reach out to people to help you on, you know, cases, and you get comfortable with people. And, you know, Dee and I, we have a 4-person team, and 2 of our members are young adults, and so they're not always with us. So a lot of times it's just me and Dee, And I'll reach out to people all over the place and be like, hey, I value your opinion. Can you give me some input on this? Or, can I bring you in as a consultant on this case for us? And I tell you what, we get better results that way than we do having a team of 8 to 10 people and the drama that goes with it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, we've got 8 people. We're lucky enough to have been we have investigated together for a very, very long time, and I guess you could say that we've had the fortune to investigate in groups where much of a say. So you're like, and then you sit there and talk, and it's like, well, I love ghost hunting. That's the only reason I'm still doing in the group. And then you're like, well, let's just form our own. And it's been great. It's been wonderful.
Well, and that's usually how it happens, I think. I knew Ted and I are working on some stuff for the education part of the website that you're going to be seeing pretty soon. That kind of lays out some assistance for teams that are either getting started, trying to reform, or just trying to get organized. And I think that's going to help a lot, because you made a point that's very sound, is you have to treat your team in your ghost hunting as a business. I mean, if you're doing it for a hobby, that's a completely different story. But most of us are out there to help other people, and we treat it as a business. And you need to approach it that way so that your clients trust you and they see you as being more professional. So I think that's something that's
exactly
really very, very key.
That's why you got to pick your team members carefully as well. So.
Should always interview your team members.
Yes.
That's probably something that we need to add to our list, actually, because I don't think we've even addressed, going through what kind of synchronicity do you want on the team, what type of personalities are you looking for, who goes well together. When I was with bigger teams, we would actually have people come out and investigate 3 times before we would even offer them a position on the team. So, I think that's important too.
Yeah, definitely.
And then having a layout, when you're going out. If you've got a team that big, you've got to have somebody at command center, and you've got to have somebody taking care of this and somebody taking care of that. So,
everybody on our team pretty much has a job, and after every single investigation, we will sit down and we will say, well, what went right, what went wrong, what do we need to do next time? We're constantly, especially when you have one of those security systems that has like 8 to 16 cameras and you have to run wires and all that stuff, it is very time consuming. And if your team is not on the ball to do that, you will spend an hour and a half to 2 hours just setting up. And no matter what, that's why you just have to get it down. So.
Well, and it needs to be one of those things, we always talked about everybody should know everybody else's job, because you never know if somebody's going to have something come up and they can't make the investigation, or if they get sick, or if something happens to them on site, that everybody should back up everybody else's position. And when you've got a big team, that's key, is making sure everybody knows how to do everything.
Sure.
If you're going to be screwed when you get on a client site and somebody had a flat tire on the way there and they can't set up the cam system and nobody else knows how to do it.
That is absolutely correct. That's why we do what we do as well. So, yeah.
Well, I kind of like having the small team because we have to be there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just really nice to go to a place that doesn't have any electricity and you don't have to plug anything in, and you just go in with a couple handheld recorders and some handy cams and call it good,
That's why we love Paranology's sponsor. We love our TriCam, because it just takes a couple of batteries, pop that sucker in, I got 3 cams going, I can listen to EVP, and we are good to go.
Oh,
so
that's awesome. Yeah.
We love that. We don't even mess with, we've been looking at getting a DVR system just for when we do residentials, but for the most part, we just use our TriCam. That's probably the best thing that we can do, and one of us will have it on, and the other one's conducting some other experiments or listening and doing what they need to do. And we've actually caught more that way because it's just the 2 of us. There's not 3 of us. There's not other people somewhere else making noise. So it's actually been kind of an interesting experience going forward that way.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. We usually depending on how many people show up at an investigation, we got a large enough team that we can usually split up into 2 groups of 4. So, and then we don't, if like, okay, these 4 people can make it to this investigation, but these people are busy. So we're able to cover a little more ground that way. And then everybody pretty much knows everybody else's job. So.
Well, that's good. That's
yeah.
good. I kind of miss being part of a big team at times just because you can cover so much more. But the way, and Selena will back me up on this, the way that we kind of run is we'll call other teams in. So most of the time it'll be a reach out to Fear. Be, hey, Selena, can you come help me with this? Or, do y'all have time? Do you have some bandwidth? And then we'll bring in some other team members from another team that we trust, and we kind of work together. And we kind of put all of our heads together and come up with a better result for the client. Right now I've got next month, Selena's actually going to be helping me with a client case that I need help with, and she stepped right up to the mic. So, we've learned who we can deal with in the Metroplex, and we know who we can count on. And those are 2 different things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we do. Selena just said it. We work very well together. We feed really well off each other. We know, if we're assisting Fear, we know that they're step up, and we do what we're told, and vice versa. And we know what each other's jobs are. We know what each other's strengths are. We know each other well enough that I can look at Selena's face and be able to read it, and vice versa. So we work very well together. And you probably see us bounce a lot off of each other, even when we're in the rep room or when we're even on NPS. So I think that's key, is to really get to know some of the teams in your area and who you can work with and who you can count on. I mean, there's a lot of backstabbing and a lot of drama in the community. And when you can find those teams that you bond with and you can work with, more power to you, because there's a lot of knowledge there together.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we've got 2 teams, Southwest Ghost Finders out here, local, and Heartland Paranormal Research Organization that we deal with quite a bit, especially when we're going to a paid investigation, and it's, it's going to be $300-400. Let's team up, make it cheaper.
And that's exactly what we do. Selena will be like, hey, what are you doing on this night? We're going here. And I'm like, do I have Paisley or not? That's my first question. Let me see if I have Paisley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And if I don't have her, it's like, okay, let's see what we're doing. And now with Deacon's job, it's going to be like, okay, what night is it?
Yeah. Yeah, me and my wife both have children from, let's see, I have a she who shall not be named number 2. That's how I refer to her. But anyway, so we know all about, we were like the freaking Brady Bunch. I had my 2 and she had 3, so it was quite crazy for her. But now they keep moving away, which is good.
I know, you're like, keep on going.
Yeah. Don't come back.
Yeah, it's like, I've got the older one that lives on his own. I've got Zach, who's a part of our team. He's 17. And then I've got Paisley, who I have every other week. And then Deegan's got, a daughter in Temple, and then he's got a daughter here that's 11. So it's like, it's always trying to figure out who's coming and going. And we try to have all the kids on the same weekend so we can keep our sanity. So that the weekends in between, it's just the 2 of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's always good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, do I have Paisley that weekend or not? Okay, I can sleep in late. Yes, we can go to that investigation.
Yep, we'll schedule it in. Pencil me in, no doubt.
Now, Deegan will have Saturdays off and have to be at work on Sundays, so we're going to have to kind of limit the distance we travel for a little bit. But, it'll work out. It'll work out.
Sure.
We're looking for that. Well, we got a few minutes left. Okay, who in the chat room wanted to fire some questions off at Ken? We were talking about coming up with some questions for you. Oh, Eric had a good one. Our little busybody Eric, who we just, you give him something and he gets it done and he comes back for more. He's killing me.
Yeah, I know. He's just all over the place.
He's making us look bad.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Where was it? Because it was such a crazy question. I love him. Dang it. Where is it? Oh, Eric, if you remember it, post it again, because I'm not finding it. We've talked about so much stuff here. Let's see. Okay. Here's a question for you from Parabeast, which I love. Alan. What's the best way that we can help you out?
Well, let's see. As far as with the website, if you're going to hand over an article, it's always better to read an article that has a picture that goes with it. People don't like to look at a big thing of text. So that's a good thing. Otherwise, the other project that we were talking about, just, input on that, getting that all wrapped up as far as, if I talk about Fight Club, I'm not supposed to, so.
That's something else. Else.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Alan just posted something in the chat room, and we're going to have to watch him for this. And Alan's my responsibility, so I'm going to get you. He says, I have health and safety, ... nurse pics.
Well,
Alan,
I don't think that'll work. Yeah.
I photography, so I can top that with a lot of really good hot shots.
I don't know. It might get a few more hits.
Did you guys see that picture? I didn't yet. Website goes down.
Is this paranormal?
Man, it's those dirty-minded paranormal people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, now we're going off. Now
we just went over the cliff. I don't even have it opened up. I was like, I'm only going to open up Skype, and I'm going to just that's it.
Paranormal. Oh. God, y'all are bad. See what happens? It gets late in the show. We start getting a little delirious. If you guys have stuff to submit to NPS, since we're talking about it, nps.submissions with an S at gmail.com. So you guys, even watching the show, you don't have to be a rep to contribute. If you have an article, a picture, a video, anything like that, if you are not on the NPS team listing site, there's something wrong with you. You need to get on the site and get that stuff done. And make sure you're filling out all of the fields, because it's driving Eric crazy as he's trying to help Kenny get that input. So make sure we get that done. Yes, we do like crypto stories. We're trying to build the crypto department. Selena, I think you might want to shout out in here if you want some help with ghosts and hauntings. Photography, I'm always taking stuff, guys. Things on when you want me to look at something.
Sherry, we can't hear you, Sherry.
It's not just me. See?
It's just, I don't know. I guess she wanted to end the show early.
I guess so.
Well, it would have been nice if she said goodbye to her guest,
We'll get her back. She's polite that way. She lost Skype?
That's what she said in the chat room.
She found
Man,
it.
Skype's all over the place tonight.
She found it. Well,
Nah, that's what I'm saying. It's Skype. It wasn't me. All I
Are we
did
back?
was open it up.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
back. Hi, Sherry.
It's absolutely Skype. What's going on? Long time no see. We're wrapping up the show. All right, Kim, let's wrap up real quickly. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find One True Paranormal, and let's talk about the event again.
All right,
him,
you can find One True Paranormal at onetrueparanormal.com with some excellent web design by moi. And you pause for pause. Again, the event is coming up on April the 19th. It will be at Sage Studios in Springfield, Missouri. My wife did want me to say that we have a Fundly site for Pause for Pause, so if you want to donate to the Southwest Missouri Humane Society, but you're not going to be able to come, find the link. I'm sure you can just get on Fundly and put in the Pause for Pause, and you'll be able to find us there. And we lost.
No,
we lost again.
She's still here. It's amazing.
Oh, there you are. Oh, almost. Yep. I see the spinning circle.
back.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Okay. It's just a
Gotta
bad
love Skype.
night. Yeah, it's just.
We're just going to wrap it up. we're just going to wrap it up. If you guys need to find Ken, get on the MPS wall. Just holler out for Ken, and we'll connect you. One True Paranormal is his team, and he's doing a kick-ass job on the website. We appreciate it. And you're doing a kick-ass job on the project that shall not be named.
Don't name the project. If you talk about project and the project that will have to kill you, don't say anything about it.
We're not talking about Fight Club.
That's right.
All right, you guys, next week we're going to have 2 more reps on. I don't know who they're going to be because you guys are popping on and off with me, so it's going to be a big surprise. We're just going to have 2 reps on. And see, now Deb's going to have to do a show by herself.
There you go.
That works. So anyway, let's give a shout-out to our sponsors, and then we're going to wrap it up. So, Ken, I'm going to thank you for being on the show in case we get disconnected.
All right. Well, thank
I'm
you.
sure I'll see you on the 100th minute. All right, I want to give a shout-out to Paranologies, to Jeremy out at Paranologies, and thank him for being a sponsor. We want to also thank Scott Frederick, who is doing some crazy residential photography now. I saw his work was being posted in last week. So we want to give a shout-out to Scott for letting us use all of his wonderful photographs for our graphics and so forth. And we also want to give a shout-out to Blessed Bee. If you guys have not checked them out online, they not only have a Facebook page, but they have a website at blessedbee.cc. Yes, that's it. Just blessedbee.cc. And that is Eric and King's store. So make sure you go out there and give them some support, like on the page, and do a little shopping. So until next week, you guys stay out of trouble, and hopefully we won't have Skype issues next week. I'll see you then.